Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome to a brand new series. Today we begin To Dare is to Do with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We're going to go through today some players, going to go through some of the tactics, and I think that's about it. So all that's left for me to do is to say, run the brand new intro. So starting with the history of Tottenham Hotspur, 2 league titles in 1951 and 1961, one under Arthur Rowe, one under Bill Nicholson, 1 Cup Winners' Cup, now defunct, 2 UEFA Cups or Europa League, last in 1984 beating Anderlecht, 8-time winners of the FA Cup. In 1901 we won the FA Cup as a non-league side. We are the only side to do that. Last won it in 1991, beating Nottingham Forest. The EFL Cup, I have mixed feelings about this trophy, or the League Cup. Went to the final in 99, we beat Leicester City. Went to the final in 2002, we lost to Blackburn Rovers at Cardiff. Went to the final in 2008, we beat Chelsea. Jonathan Woodgate scored in extra time. Went to the final in 2009, we lost to Manchester United on penalties. Went to the final in 2015, we lost to Chelsea. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride, but that's what we've won during our lifetime. You start by looking at the players, you start by looking at the goalkeeper, and what a goalkeeper he is. Hugo Lloris. Now you all know what Hugo is like. 29 years of age, French international, worth £27 million. Stats to point out for Hugo are his agility. He's an excellent shot stopper. I am testament to that. Positioning is very good. He's very commanding of his area. Although he's only got 12 for commanding of his area. I think he should be much better than that. Handling of 17. Rushing out, he's very good at that. Reflexes, is very good at that. Anyone that saw his save in the Champions League earlier on this season in real life will tell you that he is very good. He is the club captain. Let's have a look at his vice captain. His vice captain is Mr. One Season Wonder himself, Harry Kane. 22 years of age, finishing of 16, heading of 16. The boy has it all, or the man has it all. The only thing that I would say about Harry Kane, his passing could be better. He's only 12. But as a man that's going to lead the line for this team this season, and he is going to lead the line for us, we may look to bring in another striker. Obviously, we have got Vincent Janssen, who is the backup to Harry. We will probably look at bringing in a more experienced striker to play alongside him. Potentially. Going from Harry Kane, we go to his partner in crime, Dele Alli, or Dele as he likes now to be known. Finishing of 16, physical attributes are okay, they could be better. Obviously he's only 20 years old, so he will improve as the series goes on. Flair of 16, work rate of 16, passing of 16, he will play just behind Harry Kane, probably alongside Christian Eriksen. We'll go a bit more into that when we talk about the tactics later. Potential to be a 5-star player. This boy really does have it all. Moving from the flair, moving to the defensive linchpin that is Toby Alderweireld. That's Alderweireld. Heading of 16, tackling of 16, positioning 17. He has been a godsend since he have come to Tottenham. We have conceded less goals than I can ever remember in a season. The fact that our goal difference last year was in the plus 30s is mainly down to him and Jan Vertonghen. So they will play as a pair, potentially as a back three with Eric Dyer, but again, we'll get into that once we get into the tactics. But yeah, Toby, defensive linchpin, say no more. Moving from the defensive linchpin to the machine that is Victor Wanyama. Bought him from Southampton in the summer. He has been a revelation in the centre of the field with Moussa Dembele in real life. I'm hoping he's going to do exactly the same for me. Bravery of 19, balance of 19, strength of 19. This man could probably pull a truck if you asked him to. And he is certainly going to be a very, very good addition to this team. As I said, alongside Moussa Dembele in midfield. Moving on to Heung Min Son. South Korean international, 23 years of age. I didn't realise he was young, to be honest. He was a little bit older than that. He is the enigma of this Tottenham team. Doesn't often play well when you start him in a game, but when he comes on, he does fine. 28 appearances, 4 goals. Finishing at 17, got great acceleration, great pace. Work rate is very good. He obviously is quite speedy off the ball and sort of chasing people down and things like that. He will have to do a lot of that for me. And I'm really looking forward to working with Son. Obviously, he can play as a striker as well. Now to look at some players you might not have heard of. George Kevin Nkudu. It took me a while to pronounce that correctly. Can play on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, but he's more likely to play on the left-hand side. He is, well, he's a very good prospect. He just needs game time, and he will get it from me. He will play the odd occasion. I would say he's going to be more of a cut player. He'll probably be on the bench in the Champions League and things like that because he has pace to burn. Finishing could be better, but he's only 21 years old. Crossing will improve, and with a potential ability of 4-star, he has the potential to be a very good player in this team. Marcus Edwards. Now there's a lot of good press going around Marcus Edwards as being the next big thing to come through our academy. And I've seen him play a couple of times. He's been on the bench a couple of times, never got on to play in the matches that I've been to. But natural fitness of 16, determination of 18, plays just behind the striker but can play either side as well. So yeah, he will get some game time this season, hopefully, when necessary. Obviously in the early rounds of the League Cup, provided we haven't got like Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool or someone like that. FA Cup, he will come in. He might make the Premier League team, but I very much doubt it to begin with, but certainly one for the future. And lastly, to looking at the players, Kasenga Sterling, another good prospect, another player that can play wide. We don't seem to bring a lot of decent defenders through our academy. Ledley King with the exception, I should point out. Ledley is a legend. He potentially could be a very good player for us. Again, another player that I might loan him out. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with him at the moment, but a loan is probably the likeliest outcome, particularly for this first season. We have a lot of players who can play in the wide positions, so he won't be very useful to me now, but in the future, who knows. Now, I've been playing Football Manager for a very long time, Championship Manager before that, and a lot of people have said, why don't you work more on your tactics? Well, this time, this save, we are going to do exactly that. I'll go into more detail in a second, but I just wanted to show you the two formations that we're potentially going to play. 4-2-3-1 has been a staple of Tottenham for the last 5 or 6 years, particularly when we've only had one striker. So that first and foremost will probably be the go-to formation we have. It will be tweaked a little bit from what you can see here. Obviously, it depends who plays in that middle two as to whether there's a deep-lying playmaker or as a ball-winning midfielder. I would imagine that Victor Wanyama will be better as a ball-winning midfield player. So yeah, I haven't put the team instructions on yet. This is just literally the blueprint for what we might play with that formation. I have, however, gone a bit more in depth with this one. You'll see that in a second. So this is based on the premise that we play Dyer, Vertonghen and Alderweireld as a back three with Danny Rose and Kyle Walker wide. Ben Davies obviously and Kieran Trippier will come into that. Kevin Wimmer, Carter Vickers, whoever else we might bring in. Centre halves is something that I am looking at. I'm not totally enamoured by Kevin Wimmer and Carter Vickers being the backup to Toby, Jan and Eric. But I just think this is a formation we have been playing in real life a lot lately, with the wide players getting forward. Obviously Moose and Victor in the middle, Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen behind Harry Kane. So I thought it was best to just bring it over, see how it goes. There's not a lot of familiarity to it because it's something brand new, but we will play it a lot through pre-season to try and get the players a bit used to it. Looking closer at it, I've added player instructions. I know, what am I doing? Who am I? So for our goalkeepers, it's important because we only have the one striker not to lump it long up the field. So short goal kicks absolutely are a must for the goalkeeper, whether it be Lloris, Vorm or Paul Lopez. Not sure on Michel Vorm at the moment. We might try and look to replace him with someone a better understudy to Hugo Lloris. Let's have a look a bit more at what else I've put on. So obviously with the wing backs, I want the wing backs to stay wide. I want to make the pitch as big as I can. Obviously with the narrow four in midfield, they're going to provide the width. It's very unlikely that obviously people like Son, Eric Lamela, whichever way you want to say it, they are not going to play that narrow bit. So this formation really isn't designed for them, but it is designed to get Walker and Rose up the pitch as much as we can. Obviously Trippier and Davis as well. The attacking midfield position, so shoot more often, move into the channels. Obviously we want to be moving around a lot, keep the defence guessing that we're playing against. As I say, we'll try this in pre-season. If it doesn't work, then we'll go back and try something else, but I want to try it and see if it works out. Centre midfield, depends who's in here as to whether these instructions will apply. Dribble more, tackle harder, fewer risky passes. This is mainly probably for Moussa Dembele, if I'm brutally honest, because Moose loves a dribble, he loves to tackle hard, and he does like an easy pass, so it seems perfectly suited for him. This other one is with Victor Wanyama in mind to play the holding position. I'm not too sure what to do with the back three at the moment. I'm still in a quandary as to whether to tell them to push up a little bit or, one stay in the middle. So Toby would be the middle linchpin, if you like, allowing Dyer and Vertonghen or whoever to push forward and join in the attack. So I'm not entirely sure what to do with that just yet. But it's a work in progress. Let me know in the comments if you like it and if it's going to work. I hope so. Staff-wise, we're okay. Obviously, we have a manager. We have an assistant. We're going to keep Jesus Perez. For now, I think it's important to keep the continuity from Mauricio Pochettino moving into me. At the end of the season, we might look to change it. That will probably be the best route forward. Fitness coach won't change. Head of youth development. Director of football is not something I'm going to bring in. I don't believe in the director of football movement. I was very sceptical of Damien Camoli. Paul Mitchell did all right as the head of recruitment, but now he's gone. Who was the other one? Damien Camoli. David Pleat was our director of football. He became the manager one season after Glenn Hoddle was sacked midway through the season. Who was the other? Oh, Frank Arneson. That's the one. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. Head physio, chief doctor physio, head of sports science. We might try to bring someone in to do with sports science. I don't know. Do they work? Do they not work? Well, I'm a bit sceptical of that as well. Obviously, we're in the Champions League this year. We start at Watford. That's our first Premier League game, at home to Watford. Then it's away to Chelsea and away to at home to Liverpool. So, and then Manchester United after a trip to West Brom. So as starts go, it couldn't be much harder. But hey, you're in the Premier League. You've got to hit the ground running. So yeah, hopefully we can pick up a win or 2 or 3 or possibly 5 from those opening games. And this is what the board wants for the season. So there's no importance placed on the EFL Cup, which means we might well experiment with that. We'll see. We'll see who we get and adapt it to that. The FA Cup is to reach the final. Okay. Sure, why not? The Champions League is the key one. Obviously, in real life this season, we did not do well in the Champions League. We did not adapt to Wembley as well as we'd all hoped. Bodes well for next season, doesn't it? But the task here is to reach the first knockout round, which I am confident of doing. It depends who we get in our group. We will have a difficult pot. We will end up with a big fish. A very big fish. Like a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, Juventus, someone like that. We might potentially end up with 2 like that. And then 1 dodgy one. So it just depends really. But I'm confident we can finish second and go through. Qualifying for the Europa League is the board's expectation in the Premier League. That's what it's set at already. Whether I raise it, I don't know. I might just leave it at that and then see what happens. I think that's probably the expectation, given that Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal and Chelsea are all going to be up there this time. There's no Leicester enigma, although they will be up there. I'm sure they will not struggle like they are in real life. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge ahead. So there we go. Spoken about the players, spoken about the tactics, spoken about the staff, spoken about the fixtures, spoken about the expectation of the season. I would say that's pretty much everything covered for episode 1, isn't it? If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. If you would also like to follow me on the Twitter handle is above my head. That was episode 1 of To Dare is to Do. I will see you next time for episode 2. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.